Maitreya, 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 Maitreya.
They are all here, Michael. Michael, good morning.
Good morning.
It's a beautiful day.
Yes, absolutely.
Could you please give us the time and the date?
Sure. The time is exactly 10:06 a.m. Pacific time. And the date is March 30th, 2019. And yes, it is an absolutely gorgeous day here in sunny Southern California. We are here in our beautiful home in Mission Viejo, California. And we are welcoming Lord Maitreya, who will be sharing with us his 25th message for the world. To our left is Lord Maitreya. Next to him, to his left, is the Infinite Mother Spirit. Next to her left, is Gabriel, who is also known as the Bright and Morning Star. In the Ascended Masters tradition, Sanat Kumara, in the Greek, Hephaestus, consort to Mother Venus, who is also known as Aphrodite. And to Gabriel's left, we are so happy to have Corina. Corina is her personal name that she has told us is her personal name, and she is also known as Rhea, that's R-H-E-A, Rhea, and Sybil, Sybil or Sybil. So we are so happy to have Lord Maitreya, Infinite Mother Spirit, Gabriel and Corina here today for this wonderful meeting, celestial meeting. We're so happy to have them. And today we are also saying a prayer for world peace. And we thank the Universal Father and the Universal Mother for helping us to bring world peace and joy to our planet at this time. During this magisterial mission, this 50-year magisterial mission, that began on March 20th, 2017, under the directorship of Lord Maitreya, Magisterial Son, Paradise Son, supported by the Infinite Mother Spirit, Universal Father, Universal Mother, and glimmers of support from the Infinite Father, Father Fortuna. We're still trying to understand what his role is in the magisterial mission, but I want to say, before we continue, I'd like to thank the Infinite Father, Father Fortuna, for all the help and guidance and assistance he's given me in my ministry during the 50-year magisterial mission. And of course, my beautiful wife is here, Diane, in her sweater with white stars.
Pearls.
And she's got her pearls on. She looks very celestial as well.
Thank you, Michael. And you look lovely too. You have a lovely pendant of the dragon and the phoenix. The combination of the male and female energies. You have on a pendant with the dragon on the top of the pendant, a square in the middle, an opening, and on the bottom, the phoenix, who looks more like the peacock that is the symbol of our beautiful local universe mother, represented by Hera, the phoenix peacock. The male and female symbols together. Very lovely. All right, we're very excited to have this meeting today. We're into 2019. We're beginning a third year of the Father's 10-year plan. This is really exciting. We're going to be seeing Venus coming in March of 2020, which is not that far away now, just months ahead. And we have a wonderful group here today for Maitreya's 25th message for the world. I want to say too, this is a little unusual setting here. We have, of course, Maitreya, the Infinite Mother, and of course we have Gabriel and Rhea, but they are on benches. And they are on benches sitting in front of us, from left to right, going Maitreya, Infinite Mother, Gabriel and Rhea. And these benches, they look like marble, but they are not, of course. And they are, I want to mention, full size. You know, the last meeting we had, the celestials, some of you here, at 10 inches. And even though you're only 10 inches at some times, we know that you are giving your full attention to us, and we appreciate that so much. But today, you have arrived full size, sitting on 4 benches. They're not scrolled or anything. They're very simple. Actually, I can't really see any design on them. There's nothing. It's just plain. So we have 4 benches. We have 4 full-size celestials. And when I say full-size, my goodness, your size could probably be as big as a planet if you wanted it to be. But when I say full-size, I'm referring relative to our size. Mm-hmm. So we thank you so much for that and for coming. We have Maitreya, and we thank you, Maitreya, for coming for your 25th message to the world, and you're coming in your Middle Eastern body. And I was told this before because I wondered, I always wonder during the week, well, how will they come? And they said, well, he would come in his Middle Eastern body, and of course he has. He has a white pant and a black shirt, and it is a long sleeve black shirt. So he's kind of dressed like we are. I've got on a long sleeve black sweater, and Michael has a long sleeve dark navy sweater, so we're all kind of in that. But of course not the others. I don't mean that, of course. I do notice again we're wearing sandals, at least Maitreya, Middle Eastern body. There is no turban or anything like that. His hair is just loose. So, Maitreya. And then we have the Infinite Mother. We want to write all these things down because they're important. She has a lovely gold top, short sleeve, and a skirt. And we have a V-neck, and we have the skirt is below the knee. And we see red slippers. Okay, red skirt and red slippers to match. So you certainly have outfitted yourself in a very striking outfit today. Thank you, Infinite Mother. Gabriel is in an all-white robe. We thank you, Gabriel. Often you come in red. Today you're in the all-white. Thank you. But the sleeve is, it's not short sleeve, it's about elbow length. All right, and we have beautiful Rhea. She's a lovely brunette with blue eyes. And of course, she's the mother of gorgeous Hera, our local universe mother. And she is in a short dress above the ankle. And she, of course, has slippers on too. Now, I know a lot of times, last time you were telling us most of the time you wear sandals, but I notice a lot of times you're wearing a little slipper too. So, like a little sock slipper. So, Rhea, we have in pale pink today. And I asked about this before you came. So, I'm really up there today. I'm right on. Because I wanted to know, so, we could get right into the meeting. So, pale pink dress, short above the ankles. And we have, of course, those little white slippers, which are so sweet. And it's a pale pink dress. So I kind of tried to get ahead of the schedule. This week was very busy, and I knew we had to do some things before we had this meeting at 10 o'clock, so I tried to get as much information as I could before you came. So, Maitreya, Lord Maitreya, your 25th message. First, we thank you. We thank you for all the 24.
Yes.
And one of the last messages we received from you was to be more frugal.
Yes.
We have not been frugal this week.
Well,
It's not been our fault, but we
because
have not
we've
been.
had home repairs
Home repairs that were unexpected.
that have come up really quickly.
Really quickly, so we have not been able to do that, Maitreya, I'm sorry, but on our own volition we will try to be, certainly. But we did help a poor homeless man when we were out at our errand this morning. So we did give him money for food, and of course, though, then you worry, well, okay, you give them some money for food, but what happens when that food is gone? You don't know what to do. You really don't know what to do. But he was a young man, and I don't know what was wrong. His name was Jimmy, and I hope that you are caring for him. And we will pray for Jimmy today. Let's pray for Jimmy. His hair was combed beautifully. He was sitting on the ground.
Yeah,
on
he
the
didn't look
cement.
like your typical homeless man.
No.
He looked like he was well kept, and it could be that maybe he had just lost a job and lost his home, lost his wife, family. Not
Yeah,
sure,
I don't know.
but he didn't look like a homeless person. He looked like a person that you would see just walking around, working at a job or being in a restaurant.
The only thing that I will mention, though, is this. It did not seem that his legs were long enough. I didn't know if he could walk.
Okay.
There was a real problem there, I think.
Oh, well, he was sitting
He
down.
was sitting down cross-legged, but his legs looked no longer than a child's almost. I'm wondering if he I was wondering if he could walk. I think there is something wrong there, disability of some kind.
Well, we'll pray for Jimmy. And,
Yes, for Jimmy.
And your message of frugality, Lord Maitreya, was to be frugal, stay in budget, use your money wisely, so that you have a little bit of a surplus to be able to care for others and be generous with others.
Yes, and I think that's it. If I hadn't had a little bit of money in my pocket, then, I couldn't have been able to give or respond to a call. And so that is wonderful. But the main thing is how wonderful you feel after helping someone. Mm-hmm. And as we are getting from you and from other writings that we read in our beautiful spiritual literature, it is certainly more blessed to receive money and then be able to gain the appreciation from others and the happiness and joy that brings you.
Yeah, and I want to tell you about this this money that we gave this gentleman was from a gift to us.
Yes,
it was a monetary gift to us. So the person that gave this gift, this monetary gift to us in the first place, has has contributed to the well-being or hopeful well-being of this gentleman.
Well, and the interesting thing is we were given this money to go out to dinner, to take our family out to dinner, and so the money was for food. It was a special gift. And so it not only will bring us a beautiful dinner, but it also gave a dinner for this gentleman.
Yes, we'll use some of that money for
Yes,
our dinner
yes.
and to help this
Yeah.
gentleman too.
So Maitreya's message, your message the last time, be frugal so you have a little extra to help others enjoy life
Yes.
like you do. So I guess in that respect, this special person gave Michael a gift and said, take your family out for dinner.
Yes.
And then we find a gentleman this morning that needed something so desperately, and so shared with him, so he will have a dinner, and we still can have our dinner too.
Very good.
So
Very good.
when you share with others, you never know, you might be actually helping those that really desperately need it.
Yeah.
So that was a wonderful beginning to our morning before we
Yes.
came home for the meeting after our errands. Thank you, Maitreya. Maitreya, you also have told us, and also the other celestials, to be more quiet. To be more quiet. And when we were on the radio program with Hercules Invictus and Nick Curto, this Thursday, the 28th of March, we talked about this. And we found out that Hercules is trying to devote a half an hour to being silent already. He's already begun this. We had put out this 554 plan that all of you have given us. And it's 5 hours of being quiet. Mother Venus was talking about it at the last meeting that we spoke with her. And 5 hours for a work day, and hopefully, Maitreya, you said you want to have a 5-hour work day for everyone. And then you have 4 hours for the jobs you need to do, cleaning your house, doing your errands, or doing hobbies or needed
Yeah, personal
other
responsibilities
things.
and things you need to take care of on the mundane level.
And then 10 hours for getting ready for a restful night and proceeding in whatever restful activities for that purpose. Maybe a warm bath, or maybe just reading quietly for a few minutes, or whatever that might be. So
we call it the 554 plan.
yes, well, actually, that's what you called it and gave it to us. The 554 plan. That's right. So I just want to tell you that we have tried to be more quiet. Now, Michael has a harder time because he is out more in the world with jobs and other things. But we have made an effort to be a little more quiet. And we thank you all for that message. And Mother Venus, she said that even if you can only begin with a half an hour. Now Hercules says he's doing the half hour. That, she says, is a great beginning. So just start with a goal and work toward a little more.
And one of the things that has helped me to be a little bit more quiet, because I'm a teacher and I have to talk a lot, and I'm a singer in a church. I lead the singing for the church, for 2 churches. So I have to sing quite a bit. But I've experimented with backing off a little bit more with my energy and with my, expressing what I'm thinking, my thoughts. So the conclusion I've come to is, if you think about being more thoughtful before you speak, as opposed to all the ideas and all the thoughts that come into your head, they automatically come through your vocal mechanism. If you are aware that you can back off, and that you can think before you speak a little bit, evaluate if that thought really, or if that idea really needs to be spoken at that time. So be more thoughtful in the way that you express those thoughts and ideas at any given moment during the day.
That's lovely. Thank you, Michael.
You don't need to speak everything you think.
Well, I think that's what Mother Venus was saying too, you know. We don't. We really don't. We can be more quiet and say fewer words. You know, I was just reading an article in a book of Heaven and Hell by Manuel Swedenborg, and he was saying that what an angel can say in maybe one sentence is what it would take people to say for 1,000 words. And I think that's something we have to remember, that the higher up you go, you don't necessarily speak more. They're saying you actually speak less.
More effectively.
But it's more meaningful and more effective. So we have to remember that. We don't have to say more thinking, oh, we need to say more because that's showing all our knowledge and all this and that. Not necessarily. They're saying the higher you go spiritually, whether you're in the celestial kingdom of heaven or the spiritual kingdom of heaven, you still can say what an earth person would say in a few words rather than thousands or a book.
Yeah.
They can be effective.
Yeah, that's excellent. And I also took being more quiet to mean having more quiet time.
Yes.
More meditation, more reflection, more quiet time. So like, I have put in a practice, and I talked about this on the radio program with Hercules and Nick. I've put in a practice of stabilizing after I come home from a work period. From teaching or from singing. Coming home after that work period and stabilizing, having some quiet time, getting my nervous system calmed, my mind calmed for health purposes and for relaxation purposes, and then move into a meditation and reflection. And we've been doing that. It's been about a month or so that we've really been disciplined about that, and we've really practiced that, and we're finding that we're spending a lot more quiet time. Less talking, less receiving impressions from the outside world, you know, TV, radio, cell phone, things like that. So it seems like there are many elements to the 554 plan that can really be effective for everyone, and many versions of quiet.
Maitreya, I know you've got a black shirt on, and I know I put on a black sweater, and Michael's in dark. Does this in any way reflect your mood? He's saying no. No. Actually, Maitreya, you look cheerful and happy. I'm getting feelings of everything is good. That's, you know, there's all this turmoil. We just came from our Starbucks, getting some pumpkin bread and things, banana bread and tea, you know, and the newspapers we were reading, and all of the activity and all the things going on. But are you concerned about all of that? You're not. He's not. Because you seem like you are, well, of course you're always calm, but you're happy and cheerful, and are you happy with the way things are going, Maitreya? Oh, you're saying no. Oh. But you seem to be happy. He's saying yes, he is happy.
Yeah.
But
Perhaps
he is not perfectly happy with the way things are going.
Yeah. I don't know, the feeling that I got, Lord Maitreya, was that you were optimistic that everything would succeed in the work that you're doing. And this is just simply part of the process. This is a step toward that process.
He's
the
saying
fulfillment of that process.
Exactly. Yes. Because, Maitreya, I'm getting that you are very, you seem very tranquil, you're smiling at me, everything seems really good. So you are kind of, what would you say? How do you feel?
Optimistic?
Yes. He says that he is looking above all of it. And we have to remember, he says, I'm looking over all of the planets that I am involved in right now, not just yours. He's saying he's looking over Mars right now. And there he sees that Venus and Athena, that they are going to be going into Mars. Are they yet? Not yet. They're going to be going into Mars as peacemakers, as a helping hand. They're going to quell all of those dissident energies, bring them under control. And he says, I'm looking at your Earth and Mars both together. And right now there are a lot of dissident energies on your Earth too, as there are on Mars. But, he says, it's like looking at a storm. He's saying, I see the storm will be over, and I see the clouds, and I see the blue skies coming. So he says, I am happy because I see the storm will end at some time, and in not too distant future. It won't be. Will it be very long? Not terribly long. Things will start calming down. Well, I guess that's kind of how people need to look. When, like, we've had a lot of house repairs all of a sudden out of the blue, leaks and all kinds of things, as Michael was saying. But we now have those under control now, here at the end of the week, the weekend, and now it's like you say, you're in the throw of it and it's kind of difficult, but now that's kind of done, and we move on, and so now we can be here smiling with you.
A question for you, Lord Maitreya. This storm that you're seeing on our Earth in particular, I know you're working with Mars also, but the storm on the Earth, is it a necessary storm? Or is it the result of things that humanity has done that require your intervention? Because it seems to me like some of the storm that's going on socially and politically and economically on our planet could be a churning up or a mixing up of things, an exposure of some of maybe the bad things, some of the false things, that might lead to blue skies, that might lead to a healing or a movement toward more, integration with the will of the gods, so to speak. It seems like some of this stuff that's being churned up is necessary for us to get to a better place. Is that correct, or is it more this is the result of some things that need healing and require your presence and your work?
Well, first he's saying that if you look at my black shirt, that's where we are today. Things look dark. It looks like there's storms. Storms ahead, and we've been through storms, and we're going through storms. But if you look at the white of the shining white of my slacks, that's what I see. I see the beautiful, pure, sparkling white, the purity, the beauty that we will have. And he says, it's not that my clothes really are indicative of that, but if you want me to say something about my clothes, which it sounded like you did, then that's what I'm saying. I am happy because I'm above it all. Right now we have the dark storm. But the white, the beautiful life ahead, the purity will come. He's saying, keeps saying the word exaggerated. Everything right now in this dark swirl of black is exaggerated. In other words, there are so many problems that have been, as you say, been laying dormant, and now all of a sudden we are able to see what has been going on, what has been happening, and not even that these are things that are unusual. We're now finding out these have been going on for a long, long, long time. We just finally are now aware. Our eyes are being opened. He
general
says,
public.
yes, to the general public. And people can see. So you have to have, first you have to have some way to bring all of this to the people's attention, for them to be able to see it, before you can ever start reconciling or mending or making a real effort to bring about a solution.
Okay, so sort of necessary,
Oh yes, of course.
but then also sort of rooted in things that we need to address and change.
These things have been going on, and we just simply have not been looking at it deeply enough to even know that there was a problem.
Yeah.
All of a sudden now, people's eyes are being opened. And he said, this is not a accident. He said that Gabriel, our wonderful Gabriel, has been entering the hearts of many people already and telling them, giving them the message to look deeper into each situation that we're dealing with and see, so that we can have open eyes to really see what has been going, what is the problem, what has been going on for so long that we have neglected to even see. People have not even realized there's been problems like this. It's not that all of a sudden there are problems. They've been going on for so long. Now, Maitreya, you know, there's a planet in our Urantia book that is mentioned. It's called Panopsia. And pan and opsia, it means to be able to see. And this is, I think, what's happening to the people in the world. We are now finally, with the internet and with the newspapers, able to contact every country in the world so easily. We can see. Today I read about places in the newspapers that I've never been to, that I've never even heard of. We can all of a sudden see. Panopsia. That this word is coming to me over and over. That this is now what is happening to every individual on this earth. Even in Malaysia, when we went to Malaysia, the children had computers and were able to find out about places all over the world and what was going on in them. So they are not even let, well, what would you say, be unavailable to all of the news. Even the children in Malaysia, Singapore, Europe, everyone.
And it's interesting now that, you know, we have all the computers, we're trying to make an effort to get the real truth from all the news outlets and everything from the computers. You know, so there's also that has come out that you know, a lot of the news hasn't necessarily been you know, objective. There's been a lot of opinion and a lot of bias and a lot of you know, agendas trying to be pushed. That there's also that with along with the computers and the ability to, you know, see everything that's going on in the world. There's also been that shakeup of, you know, let's get the real facts so everybody can know, you know, the right things to do, as opposed to being swayed by, you know, opinion, bias, and propaganda and things like that. So there's a little shakeup there, so that we can see everything more clearly. And the reason I asked that question, Lord Maitreya, is because you know, we've heard a couple different messages about you know, do not fear the changes. We heard from the Melchizedek early on that there will be a lot of shakeup and a lot of changes and a lot of turmoil, but to not fear that, because there is, because you are all working to help provide solutions and help us to find solutions to make this a better life for us and to make this a better planet. So that's why I kind of asked, because I wanted to maybe reinforce the idea that everything that's going on right now that you seem optimistic about is really will have an optimistic result, or will have a beneficial result for all of us. So I just wanted to bring that home, Lord Maitreya, and tell all of our listeners that it's really wonderful to have you all working with our planet at this time to help us. We really thank you for your efforts, for all of your work and all of your support. And for us in our individual lives too. You've really helped us quite a bit in our spiritual journey and our mission to help get some of these positive messages out for our world.
Well, he's saying, we have given you the message to think more deeply about what is the truth. We've given you the message of be more frugal. We've given you the message to be more frugal, so you may help others with the additional resources you have left. We have given you the message of silence, working toward a 5-hour goal. Now, he's giving us a new message today. The new message is balance. He's saying, if you are on your screen all of the hours of the day that you were able to squeeze in from your normal life and jobs and duties, you never will be able to hear the truth. The internet, the newspapers, the screens are important to find out information that's going on. But if you don't have balance, and balance it with quiet, and all these other things we're giving you, silence, prayer, meditation, our lives will never evolve into the happy individual that we see for you. A child that is on a computer all day, a child that doesn't go out into nature, or among the trees, or the bunnies, or the ducks, or the birds.
Just playing outside with their friends.
Or just playing outside, will never achieve the spiritual development that we see for the world. We must instill more balance with our children, and in our careers and in our lives, and with our relationships. Too many activities will kill and destroy the time that you need to talk with God and to talk with all of us. Maitreya, I have to say that I have to agree with you, because even in my life, I've been trying to do so many things. And then when I do, I don't have time to talk to God. I don't take the time to meditate and really visualize the Father and the Mother and all of you. Do you go out for a pleasurable activity? Yes, of course, balance. But do you do that too much so that you have nothing left for developing the spiritual side of our lives? We can become so intellectual and read so many books and study so much, but if we're not quiet and spend time with you, then we are lost. So even in my life, and I'm sure Michael finds it hard to find the time to spend with you. And this, I think, is one of the most important things you've given us. We have to learn to balance all the activities, all of the so-called things that we feel we need to do, with how much time are we really going to give you? Venus is asking for 5 hours a day to spend with you guys. And I say you guys because you guys are really my friends. It's not in disrespect that I use words like that. You are my friends. You want to be of help You are the ones who are going to take us into eternity. You are the ones who are going to take us into a world of peace, light and life, prosperity and joy. If we don't spend time with you, how can we learn to be like you? Our children look at us as examples. We must look at you as examples. I know when I talk to the Father and he seems so cool and calm, and I say, oh, well, are you concerned about anything? And he says, oh yeah, the darkness. And I say, well, does it bother you? Is that something, And he says, no, it's nothing I can't handle. It's just, it's there. It's just there. But we have to use you as examples to learn to be happy and joyful and calm as you are right now, with all this turmoil that you're looking down at the Earth and Mars and all that's going on. And yet you have to be above it. And does it disturb you too, Maitreya, like it does us at all? No. No. That's probably why you're a success, because it doesn't. And we have to learn to be like you.
I think it could be that he sees a bigger picture than we do.
Of course, of course.
That's without saying.
Of course.
I wanted to, just maybe a thought that came to my mind, Lord Maitreya, if I may offer this thought, that, a couple thoughts actually, that the Father's 10-year plan is underway, began March 20th, 2017, along with the Magisterial Mission, the Local Universe Father's plan, to thank him for our precious life, to thank the Local Universe Mother for all of our blessings, and of course to thank the Universal Father for helping us to attain world peace on our planet. The Local Universe Father said that they are the closest to the earth that they've ever been. It seems like this would be a really great opportunity for us to find that quiet time and connect with them, since they're closer than ever before. And the second point is, it seems to me, in my own experience, in my quiet time, that I'm healthier when I have quiet time. I'm able to stabilize my neural energies, stabilize my nervous system, clear my mind, calm my brain, calm my body, relax my body. It seems to me like people could be much more healthy also. Not just talk to the celestials, which is very important, and develop that relationship with the celestials, but for their own lives to be more healthy, to be more stabilized physically, emotionally, and mentally. That quiet time could do that for us. So that's a call out to all of my human brothers and sisters. You can gain health benefits too. I see a lot of people with disease. A lot of people are tired and haggard. They're lashing out. They're emotionally disturbed. I think a lot of this turmoil within themselves could be alleviated through rest, reflection, and spiritual communion with you. I just wanted to throw that out there as a possible benefit also for being more quiet.
Well, he's saying that's also true. He's saying that since he actually has been and is considered a Buddha, that the monks in the olden days, even some today, could go up to the mountain, make a little hut with sticks, and stay there for who knows how long. Weeks, days, months, maybe years. But he says, you, us, our friends, the people in America, we have no ability to do that. We can't go to a mountain and build a little hut and live there for days or weeks or months. So he says, balance is the gift I give to you to work on for now, because you cannot do that. So this is your challenge. How can you find that little hut on top of that high mountain where there are no cities around and just trees and birds and nature? How can you find that spot for yourself?
A sacred space in your home.
Yes, that's the beginning. That begins it. Yes.
Find a sacred space in your home. Find a mountaintop within your busy life and your busy schedule at home.
Yes. Yes. Maitreya says, do you remember in one of the meetings I gave to you the message to make a space in your home as a chapel, to make that space consecrated only to me and to the celestials and to the gods. And that spot in your home, to bring to it any positive article of faith that you might like to place within it. And if you can, to make the whole home or your dwelling, whether it's an apartment, whether it's a condo, whether it's a home, whatever it might be, to make the whole home eventually a chapel. So the whole home is wired and keyed in to the gods. And in every room that you pray to us. But a special chapel is a beginning. It's a beginning. Yes. Balance. He says that is the gift I give to you to work on for now. So that you can be above the clouds with your mind and keep your emotions stable and happy and positive. Because if you don't, the discord and the frenzy will wear your energies down, so you have no energy to make the applications to good that you need to for the future to change. Balance. Balance what you are doing. Maitreya, are you also saying, I know you had said be frugal, but I guess budgeting is the word I get, because I have to do the finances. We have to budget our time, our energy, our resources. And so balancing all of that. Yes.
That sounds like balancing your monetary intake and output.
Mm-hmm. Yes. There's only so much energy each person has.
Mm-hmm. And resources.
And resources.
And a lot of people are in debt. A lot of people are not balancing their finances. They're in credit card debt, which leaves them at a disadvantage, leaves them weaker, leaves them with worries, with fears, anxieties.
Well, we really can't blame them, because we've had unexpected repairs this last week that were shocking to us. So,
but we saved for
to
rainy
prepare
days.
for that, but sometimes you can't save enough for unexpected planned things. So what do we do about that, Maitreya? What do we do? Discipline, he says. Discipline to just, no matter what small amount you have, to put a little away, so that you can prepare for emergencies. No matter how small that might be, just the fact that you are doing it, he says, we will help you. We will help you. Mm-hmm. If you start along the correct path, you start your children along with saving $1. You start your child along saving a little bit, and with that you increase your power to save. You increase your power to earn. If you follow a consistent path, we will help you.
Yeah, and frugality plays right into that.
Yes, yes, yes. I know we've been going to the library instead of buying a lot of new books and new DVDs. We're taking the children to the library, and it's amazing. My children said, "Oh my golly, these are the movies we wanted to buy, and we don't have to now." And I'm saying, "Oh, that's wonderful. let's do that. Let's be a little more frugal, and then we have a little more to share with others."
Yes.
And if you instill that in a child, it will begin a program where they can continue thinking along that line. And he says, for you, for the adults of this world, it's never too late. Begin small, just a little bit as you grow, as you go. And we will help you. Keep consistent. Consistency and balance. Consistency and balance. And he's saying one more thing I want to mention about this. Do not live for today. Keep with this balance the thought that you need some resources, you need some energy, you need to save something for tomorrow. Do not live for just today. Says so many people are sacrificing the equity in their homes, so to speak, for living for today. Live with balance and thinking of tomorrow. He says so many are running around saying that the world is ending, so quickly and all this and that. There's no time to have children. There's no time to do anything. He says, do not think that way. He says, you must think that your life will go on for eternity. And everything that you save, everything that you do not use, you will have a return on that. Because life is eternal. Life goes on beyond this life. If you do not spend all your resources in this life, be assured that in some way the blessings will return to you and be fulfilled, because this is part of the justice that Athena was talking about. If there is some wrong that has been done you, you eventually will receive a blessing and have restitution for that, whether it's in this life or not. He says, so do not be afraid. Do not say, well, I'm going to use everything up I have right now because life is so short. No, he says, you keep the balance, you keep the consistency, you keep the frugality, and you will keep a life where we will move along with you and plan with you and help you throughout eternity.
It's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for that message.
We have Rhea here. Lord Maitreya, thank you for your message. Thank you for your love, for everything you have given, for your happy smile today. In spite of all of this frenzy going on, you show us that one can be composed and live with a joy, with a peace that we all long for. Thank you so much. We have Rhea here, and our beautiful Rhea is the mother of the local universe mother and father. She is the wife of Kronos. Is that correct?
Cronus.
I'm not real, Cronus. Not real. I've got to work on my Greek mythology. I'm not real up on that.
Cronus and Rhea.
Cronus and Rhea. Now she is in a pink, pale gown today. And we'll ask you, how do you feel today, Rhea? You've come to us several times now, and we appreciate your coming, and we haven't really been able to really talk to you too much. How are you? She says she is not happy. All right. Well, you're in pale pink. She's saying, I'm in pale pink because I want you to pray for all of the tiny, most precious little beings on your earth, the little babies, the newborn and the not yet born, the unborn. She says she is, of course, like Maitreya, looking at everything from a perspective where things will be better, but right now she is telling us that if she were in our situation, she would be called sorrowful. Even in your pictures, the pictures that I've drawn of you, Rhea, you're more very reflective looking and not real buoyant. And she says, yes, that's true, because she says, I am more keyed in to the sorrowful things that are going on in the planets. She said, it's not that I'm not optimistic or happy that way, but I am more, well, what would you say, more attuned and in sympathy with the beings that do not feel that they have enough energy or health, or simply because they are too young or too old. She says, I am very much in sympathy with all of this. And she said, even she says, I'm in sympathy with the animal life, too, she says. She says, I don't cry when a little bird dies, but I feel its pain. I don't feel it, she says. I don't want you to get the wrong idea, but I'm compassionate toward it. She says, my message to you is that I know and I understand and I'm in sympathy with every bit of suffering that goes on in your world. She says, I want you to know that. That's part of my message, she says. She says, I want you to understand that I care about every person, animal, everyone in the bird community, the fishes, the insects, the ants. I am compassionate for them. And I am concerned for their suffering. I do have concern about that. She says, I do not give out mercy. She says, I let the local universe mother and Venus and others do that. But I am totally attuned and aware of the suffering of those that cannot defend themselves. Again, she says, I'm wearing pale pink to bring the idea that those tiny little precious babies have suffered.
And you're talking about the aborted babies?
All suffering, all babies. Babies that are ill from malnutrition, babies that have diseases. I'm talking about all of it. The unborn, the newly born, old people, she says. She says even a mother duck who loses her babies through loss of an egg, she says that to them, even though it certainly would not be considered feeling as strongly as a human about a child or something, that to them is important because they are responsible for caring for those eggs, for taking care of those baby ducks when they're born, She says, I am concerned and have concern. And she says, I do not give the mercy, but I relay to all of my helpers and all of the gods that are involved in that, on the mercy to be given to all of them. And if they do suffer, that in the next life that they live, I make sure that that suffering is dissipated and that blessings are given to make up for that suffering. So I don't give mercy myself, but I am observant. I am like the word in the planet Panoptia. I am the personification of Panoptia. I look everywhere on all the planets to find where there is suffering and where restitution can be given. And then I give that message to Athena. I give that message to Local Universe Mother. I give that message to all of the wonderful helpers that can help to relieve that suffering. And if not in this present life, then in the life that they attain. So that goodness will be meted out to them if they have undergone suffering. So think of my pink gown, mainly in regard to the infants, but that my mercy is relayed to all of these others to give. I don't give myself, but like Panoptia, I look and I view and I see, and I look for suffering, she says. She says, it's not that really that I look for it, but it's there, I see it. I see it. I see it. I can see it. And that's my, she says, priority. I see the suffering and relay to everyone, different celestials, to help. So she says, if you pray to me, if you do suffer, she says, pray to me. I will not give it to you, the help, immediately, but it will come through others. And it will come eventually, even if it's not in this life.
So, should we pray to you as Corina or as Rhea, or which would be the best to direct our prayers to? Your personal name, Corina, or your Greek or Roman goddess characterization?
She says, if you're praying for suffering, I want you to call me Holy Mother. Holy Mother. Mm-hmm. Holy Mother. Well, I know there are certainly many who are suffering right at this time.
Yes.
And I know that you're helping. I know that you're helping. I thank you so much.
During our Corina, during our reflection times, our quiet time, our meditation times, would this be a good time to, if we have suffering, pray to you during these quiet times that we've talked about in our, the sacred places that we set up in our homes? When we have that quiet time, is that a good time to pray for the relieving of suffering for us and for others? Or is there a most beneficial time to do that?
She's saying you can always pray to me to ask for the relief of suffering for those around you or for yourself. She said there's no particular time. She is receptive. She is like the word Panoptia. She is all-seeing at all times. All-seeing at all times. All-seeing at all times. Rhea, I have to bring up this point because We read the Urantia book, and of course we love it so dearly. But in the Urantia book, there is a planet called Panoptia that whoever wrote the book wrote about Panoptia. And it was the story of a mortal woman who loved humanity so much that she used every bit of her energy and her life and time. She didn't even balance like Maitreya would like us to. She used every bit of her life. She felt that her world was going to be destroyed by sin. And she actually saved her planet by her efforts. And her name was Eleonora. And she was from Panoptia, which means being able to see. So I just wanted to bring that out, that we, even though we are just a single individual, we have the opportunity to actually save our planet from sin. Because if just a mortal woman could save her planet from sin and darkness, then that means that anyone in our world, we could do it too. Now, I don't know, dear Rhea, if that's possible. Could one person on our planet actually save the planet from sin? She's saying no, no. Well, did Eleonora actually save her planet from sin? She said she did, but it took everyone on the planet to finally go along with her. She herself really could not, but she used every effort she had to bring others to the awareness of what they needed to do, and she finally had enough people to make the change. She says, even on your world now, you cannot bring everyone to your side. She says, what we're trying to do is to bring enough people to begin the 10-year plan so that enough can make a difference, so that enough can be carried along for eternity in a closer way with the Father and the Mother. She's saying, as Michael said, you said, we are in a time period where the Father and Mother are the closest they've been. Is this the closest they've ever been? She says, really, for all of us and our attention and amount of time and energy, she says, yes. Maybe in different instances, different celestials, but for the whole group, this magisterial mission, this 10-year plan, she says, yes, it really is. And this 10 years, you only have 8 more years to be in a closer way with the Father for the rest of your life. Now, if you are a young person and you joined this 10-year mission, you have a lifelong left of time where you can help others to become better and good. But the 10-year plan will run out. And the Father and Mother will have moved on. Not that they have moved on and not included you as part of their universe, but the attention that they have given, the amount of attention, the amount of concern, the amount of help, personal help, will have moved on to some degree. So,
well, and the outstretched hand
of Athena.
The outstretched hand of the local universe Father and the local universe Mother, closest they've been, outstretched hand, offering us to be with them intimately in their kingdom for the rest of their lives, is here now, within these 10 years. Their hands are outstretched, their hearts are open, they're ready to welcome us and receive us at this time for a full life with them. After the 10 years, that opportunity may not be there, it may not be
as easy.
as
Easy.
easy.
As easy.
as possible. As easy. It might require a little bit more work, more effort. So the opportunity is there. And we can find that relationship with thanking them 3 times a day during these 10 years. Thanking them 3 times a day, the Father for life, the Mother for blessings. We can also have quiet time, reflection time, prayer time, meditation time, to talk with them, listen to them, receive their guidance, develop a deeper spiritual relationship with them in these 10 years. Also, part of this 10-year plan, which overlaps with the magisterial mission with Lord Maitreya, is what can we do? And Lord Maitreya has given us 25 messages now of things we can do to contribute to the magisterial mission, to better our lives and better the lives of others, make our world a better place. We've been given this time, which overlaps with the 10-year plan, for the new worldwide religion coming, with Mother Venus opening our hearts to love, more love and beauty, and Gabriel opening our minds to truth, that this is a very, very special time, these 10 years. And now Rhea has opened our lives to the opportunity to relieve suffering, to relieve the suffering of ourselves and relieve the suffering of others with a prayer and with a knowledge that life is precious. Mm-hmm. Everyone in life suffers. Mm-hmm. And to take that into account. Be more kind, pray to help them, assist them in their journey, be a helping hand, compassion, sympathy, love and mercy. So, thank you so much. This is an incredible opportunity for us. So, I'm going to put this video out on YouTube. I'd like everybody to listen to it and to really take some quiet time and reflect upon what we've been talking about today, to change our lives as individuals and change the world with the help. Right now, this special help, this special time that the celestials are giving us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Rhea is saying that a lot of people today feel they don't have a long time left on this earth. And so they are trying to work with climate change and things that might affect that.
They're saying that we only have 12 years if we don't radically
change.
Shift or change.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But she is saying that what is really important is they turn to God right now, as we've been talking about. The change that would make the difference for light and life, for a planet to be the beacon of light for the Universal Father, is for the people to use this next 8 years to turn to God in everything they do. She says that's wonderful if you want to try and help pollution. You want to help the seas with the poor fish that are swallowing straws and things like that. Pollution. And I know Poseidon said he was concerned about the pollution in the oceans.
Ozone layer.
Said, yes, the ozone layer and so forth. Yes. But she says what really will make the difference is to pray to God, because He is the one who can make the difference in these situations. She said the people, even if they do everything that they want to do, can do nothing compared to what God and the celestials can do in a very short time. With prayer and with optimism, this world can become a paradise. And I'm sure Maitreya will would certainly vouch for that, because I know that's his goal too. Yes. So Rhea is saying, turn to God. Doing everything she says you can to stop pollution and all of these other things will do nothing unless you turn to God. Turn to God. Do everything good. Make every word you utter positive, and you will have the world that you really want. Maitreya, I know that you would offer the same. He says, I want this world to be happiness and joy, prosperity for all, and a beacon of light for the Father. He concurs with the dear Rhea. Thank you, Rhea, for your message. So their message, all of them, Infinite Mother, we thank you. Gabriel, thank you for coming and supporting these celestials and us.
Thank you.
The message from all of them, from Rhea and from Maitreya, turn to God.
Turn to God.
Turn to God. And all your desires will be fulfilled. That is the answer. That is the answer. Turn to God. He will release the power and energy and resources necessary to make this world as Maitreya is working toward. The goal is to make this a paradise, a world of light and life. And only by turning to God can it happen. No bill, no law will make it happen. God is the only one who can make it happen. And of course, all these dear celestials that are under our Father, our Heavenly Father. Well, thank you, Rhea. Is that your message? That is her message. Turn to God. Gabriel, would you like to talk to you? No, he'll wait till next time. Infinite Mother, no. Maitreya, would you like to say a final word? He would. Number one, he says, thank you. Thank you, and thank all the people on the earth that are trying to do good and turn to God. But he says there's one thing that we want to mention to you. We've asked you to thank us, but we also want you to put in a little vote for thanking the other people in the world that are trying to help and are trying to turn to God. Thank them. Thank people that you see do good.
Yes.
And be sure and thank them. Pass the smile along. Pass the thanks along to the people on the earth too that you meet and interact with. Yes, we want you to thank us because we want you to begin a relationship with us that is deeper and longer lasting and closer. But he says, my last message for you, and try and make this an important one, to thank the others around you for every little thing they do for you, and to pray and thank your family, your friends, the people that are in higher places, the teachers, everyone in your world that is trying to do good, and for whatever good they do. If they do something good that you read in the paper, thank them. If a friend gives you something, like we were given money for a dinner to take us out to dinner. I know you thanked that person. And then the thanks even went out more, because then this gentleman who was homeless, he also now has a dinner, and he thanked us, and that thanks goes back to that first person. It's kind of like a real setup here where you get thanks from everyone, and it multiplies. It multiplies. So he says, my last message for today is that thank us, and we thank you for that. But you thank everyone for everything. When you pray, thank everyone in the world who is doing good and turning to God.
Okay, we'll do it.
That is all. They are gone. Thank you, Maitreya. Thank you, Infinite Mother. Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you, Rhea. Holy Mother.
Thank you all
Holy
so much.
Mother. Thank you all
Thank
for
you.
coming. Thank you today. Thank you, Michael.
Oh, thank you for all the good you do, my dear.
Thank you for all the good you do. So we thank everyone too. Be sure and thank everyone. So that's all. Yeah.
Life, life, life is precious. Life, life, life is precious. Hey, have you heard about the culture of life? Lift up your mind, embrace the culture of life. Life, life, life is precious. Life, life, life is precious. Life, 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 life. Culture of life. Life, 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 life. We are all universe brothers and sisters, united in love, from the lowest creature to the highest God above. Hate not, harm not, kill not, nurture everybody, everything on earth. Happiness, peace will come to you, a new golden age, a new rebirth. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, have you heard about the culture of life? Lift up your mind, embrace the culture of life. Be the one to start a new revolution, positive direction, brand new start, personal and global transformation, the love of life in every heart. Yeah, 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 yeah. Life, life, life continues. Life, life, life continues. Hey, have you heard about the culture of life? Lift up your mind, embrace the culture of life. Life, life, life continues. Life, life, life continues. Life, life, life after life. Culture of life. Life, life, life after life. universe, brothers and sisters united in love. From the lowest creature to the highest God above. We live and move and have our being within the many levels of deity. Together we grow, we help each other, a beautiful life eternally. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, have you heard about the culture of life? Lift up your mind, embrace the culture of life. Here we go on our spiritual journey, ascending through the spheres of time and space. Material, Urantia, spirit realms, paradise, the perfect place. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, have you heard about the culture of life? Lift up your mind, embrace the culture of life. Life, life, life continues. Life, life, life continues. Life, life, life after life. Culture of life. Life, life, life after life. Life, life, life is precious, and life, life, life continues. Life, life, life is precious, and life, life, life continues. We live, move, and have our being in this vast and seemingly endless divine creation, our realm of time and space. We are all a very important part of this wonderful universe, whose nature ever yearns to reach upward and turn inward toward perfection and oneness in God. We are all traveling together on a wondrous journey with our brilliant God the Father and shining God the Mother, Queen of Heaven, who lovingly create, administer, uphold, and nurture our local pattern of infinite and divine essence, our evolving finite universe. Our Heavenly Father and Mother are, right now, reaching out their hands and opening their arms to welcome us into their loving and eternal embrace. And as they do, they are extending to us an invitation for the finite and evolutionary to meet with, to learn with, to grow with, and to dwell with the infinite daily, in a close personal relationship with them during our time of learning and growth throughout our mortal sojourn in the flesh. Amazing things can and do happen when we find stillness in our lives, when we discover and come to know God's love, when we give ourselves fully to the working out of the divine plan, and when we make that willful and wonderful decision to live a life in partnership with our all-knowing, all-seeing, ever-present, loving, and gracious God. It is then that we become part of the team, an earthly and celestial team, whose goal it is to see that all creatures, great and small, are encouraged to reach heavenward toward everlasting peace, happiness, and spiritual perfection in God. Let us reach out our hands, our hearts, our minds, and our souls to embrace a higher vision and a higher purpose. Let us raise our voices in harmony with our Heavenly Father and Mother to sing the song of love, joy, and oneness in God our whole lives long on this our wondrous journey. Be still and know God's love, the blessings of God's love in time and space, and wrapped in the Father's fond embrace, with all creation turning, fulfilling inward yearning to see her face, the beauty of our Mother's holy grace. My sights are set on you, I want to be like you. In all I am, I say, and I do. Be still and know God's love, impressions from above, oneness in God, unity in universal thought. And on this inward journey, a flame within me burning will light my way, giving light to heaven's new day. My sights are set on you, my true life is reflecting you. In all I am, I say, and I do. Be still and know God's love, investing in God's love, welcome you more and live with you in partnership once more. And on this inward journey, a higher vision stirs me to sing your song, sing it out my whole life long. My sights are set on you. I know your love is true. For all I am, I say, and I do. Be still and know God's love, the blessings of God's love. Be still and know God's love, impressions from above. Be still and know God's love, investing in God's love. Be still and know God's love, the blessings of God's love. Be still and know God's love. The Father is here, waiting for his dear ones to join him again for a lifetime. Our Mother so dear has made it all so clear now for a heart like yours to open a lifeline. Yeah, return to God with your heart and with your mind. Return to God, let the Spirit of joy be with you for a lifetime. Universal love, a quality within us all, a gift from God whose love is endless. People of the world, embrace the sacrificial call. Let the light of love shine brightly within you. Yeah, return to God with your heart and with your mind. Return to God, let the Spirit of joy be with you for a lifetime. Return to love. Return to truth. Return to God's divine plan of salvation for all, eternal salvation, a gift from God on high, who is love and truth. Salvation on this world of mortal strivings is attained through a close, personal, and reciprocal relationship with God, our Heavenly Father, and God, our Heavenly Mother. During our sacred journey toward reunification with God, we struggle and sometimes languish on this world of the cross, due in part to our self-inflicted separation from God's divine plan. As mortals, whether individually or within a group or a community, we often give in to selfish desires in our pursuit of worldly aims. The good news is that our Heavenly Father is near, and our Heavenly Mother has made it clear that true joy awaits those whose hearts are filled with love for God and for one another. True joy also awaits those who live in harmony with divine truth, truth obtained through holiness and through increased communion with God. Dear Heavenly Father and Mother, we offer you our love, thankfulness, and praise for the abundant blessings we receive from you each day and throughout our lives. May our hearts overflow with love for you and for others. May our minds be attuned to your divine truth, and may our spirits be filled with everlasting joy. Balance be restored in our lives and in our world, mortal and celestial, reunited. Return now to God, join in with our Father's plan. You will be made whole again, made new again, new again. Return to God with your heart and with your mind. Return to God, let the Spirit of joy be with you. Return to God with your heart and with your mind. Return to God, let the Spirit of joy be with you. Yeah, be with you for a lifetime and beyond this lifetime too. Maitreya.